Welcome, everyone, to the Wildly Opinionated News Hour.
Woo!
Todd's World. Carrie's here with her wild opinions, all in tow. I have a few. Most people know I'm not that opinionated, so.
Nah.
How you
I'm
doing,
way
Carrie?
more opinionated than Todd.
Carrie likes the innocent little Home Depot workers out there.
I do. I'm okay with some of them.
I don't know if we'll talk about that today or not. I scrolled through a couple different TikToks of innocent um innocent, little Home Depot workers being drug
Innocent
away
illegals.
screaming. And I thought, I don't know how much that'll add to the show.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We
Screaming in
could I
Spanish. He didn't
feel
even
like
have a
we
ticket. He's been here 25 years. He cuts the state's grass.
we covered it last week. How are you doing?
I'm good. You?
Mm, I'm excellent.
Welcome, everyone. We're excited to have you back. There's a lot going on in the world. Trump just met with Putin yesterday. Now, you guys are going to get this show on
Okay.
Tuesday. It
Yep.
always happens to us. We're doing it on Saturday. So a little bit may happen in between. My guess would be
Yeah.
that between here and Tuesday, there won't be an end to the Ukraine war because I don't think Zelensky wants an end to the war.
No,
I
it's
think
like
that's the worst thing that could happen to the
his
little
meal
garden
ticket
gnome
ending.
president over there in Ukraine, the comedian.
Yep.
So I
Yeah, he
don't
doesn't want his meal ticket to end.
know.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh. So
I think Trump
awful.
wants an end to the war, and I
Yep.
think that Putin would like an end to the war. Now, Putin is in a position, I think, now where he's got to get something out of a certain amount, I think. If you think of it from Russia's
Yeah.
perspective,
Hmm.
everybody's like, oh, they're war criminals. They just went in, they take over this whole country and blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. But think of it from like, try to pull yourself out of the last 20 years of retardation mindset that everyone lives in and go back to all of human history and
Okay.
think about countries that have invaded other countries. And when you do that, Putin is the president of Russia. And
Hmm.
so people may think, oh, he's just a dictator. He's just that. Well, he still gets elected and you still need the will of the people at large behind you, or else Soviet Union happens and everything crumbles eventually, right?
Okay. Do you
And so
think he's
Trump,
been legitimately elected, Todd?
yeah, I do. He
Okay.
may not have
All
been
right.
legitimately elected by 80%, but I think by and large that if you had lived through what a lot of the Russians lived through post the Soviet Union and everything got
Hmm.
kind of crazy and it was, you had all these oligarchs running things. I think that Putin probably has brought a measure of stability and
Hmm.
economic prosperity to Russia.
Okay.
That I'm not sure that they're confident if you looked over Russia's history of leaders that they're going to be able to duplicate all that. And
Okay.
again, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But
So,
he's
can I ask you a
lost
question?
a bunch of people
Yeah.
and he's
I
spent a
was gonna
bunch of blood
say,
and treasure, and you got to get something for it.
right. I was gonna say it's kind of to save face a little bit, but like is it that he wants it to end, or is it that he's just open to negotiation, I guess. What do you think?
I think he wants it to end, but I don't think that Zelensky does. So,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't think that Putin is willing to have it end on almost any terms. See, I think Trump just wants it over.
Yep.
I don't think he cares if all of Ukraine becomes the 51st state of Russia. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I think
Right.
he just
I
wants it
don't think he
over.
cares either. Yeah.
I mean, if you're Donald Trump, it's the
Hmm.
difference between Ukraine and Russia. It's all the same. So,
Right. I know. And sadly, to most Americans, it's like the same too. But I think you're right. I think that no one would really care except the Ukrainians.
yeah.
And, take Zelensky out of it. The Ukrainian people, I feel bad for them because they've just been dragged into this. I'm going to blame Zelensky. I'm not even sure how responsible for this Putin is. I
Zelensky,
think Zelensky's really,
Zelensky, Obama, Biden, the CIA.
yeah.
It's mostly Zelensky and the deep state. I think Zelensky isn't much more than a garden gnome puppet of the deep state. So
Yeah.
that's what you're seeing. That's why we had all those, U.S. and Israeli biolabs over there that were, hatching up COVID and everything else. I mean, Putin, I think, had some legitimate concerns. I wouldn't want that right on my doorstep. They want to put missiles over there.
Mm-hmm.
They want to put Ukraine in NATO. There's a bunch of things that they did that were specifically. Putin said yesterday
Mm-hmm.
that Trump is right. He said when Trump says if he'd have been president, there would have never been any war, Trump is
Mm-hmm.
right.
Absolutely.
Putin said that there wouldn't have been a war.
Yep.
But see, I don't think that is only be. See, a lot of people would say, "Well, that's because Trump's so strong. He'd go back and he'd do this, that." There's part of that, but I think part of it is Trump wouldn't be trying to shove NATO down Putin's throat. He wouldn't. He'd be trying to get rid of biolabs. He'd be fighting the deep state, which I think is by and large Putin may be doing some of the same thing. So they actually got together. This I
Mm-hmm.
don't know when
Okay.
the last time this happened. You know what the beast is? It's that big presidential limo. If you remember, he was down at
Oh,
the Daytona Speedway and he like did the pace car with the beast out there. Remember,
okay. Sure.
anyway, the beast is where he goes and gets to places and whatever.
Okay.
Putin got in the beast and they rode
Really?
together for a minute.
Hmm.
That I don't know if that ever happens. That may be one of the few places that they were able to talk without any listening devices or deep state ears listening in. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Hopefully.
who knows what's going on? But I'm optimistic that Putin is a better guy than we think.
Okay.
So
I hope that also.
that
I
doesn't mean
hope that
he's a
he's
good
better
guy
than
per sure
than we've
per
been
se.
told. Right, right, right. Than we've been told, I guess.
But I think he cares about Russia and he cares about his
Sure.
people.
Of course.
And that's a good place to start because I
Mm-hmm.
promise you, Biden didn't care about America or Americans or
No.
Obama.
And I'm not sure Zelensky cares about his people, so
No,
I think he
no.
cares.
So
You know what? I want to ask our listeners if someone has the capability, because I know you can do it. I've been trying to look for it. I don't know where to do it. I would love someone who's listening to make us an AI generated photo of Zelensky dressed as a garden gnome for Todd.
I bet I could get that. I bet I could go on Grok and get that and like
Okay, so I went, I
you tried it. I've
experimented.
never done.
Well, not that specifically, not that request, but it just came to mind because I was trying to do it, and I'm like, it says you have to do this to have that. I'm like, oh, okay, I need some
Yeah.
instruction. I've been using AI for stuff, but I haven't been able to do photos or
I
anything
haven't
like
done
that.
much with it. Grok is X's AI,
Mm-hmm.
and I spend most of my time on X. That's where I generate a lot of my news from and or clips and whatever. Most of it's
Okay.
off X. It's just I prefer it for scrolling for, the whole thing.
Okay.
And for news, I think you get news faster. You get
Mm-hmm.
um, more unbiased news anyway. I certainly on my thread have plenty of leftist, but I also
Okay.
get uncensored. It all seems relatively uncensored. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm.
is what I prefer. I prefer a wide open market of ideas. And I can handle the crazies. We've got plenty of crazies, and that doesn't bother me.
There are crazies.
I don't
I
think the
love that that
crazies should
doesn't
be
bother you.
censored, or what would we do? How would we even have a show if the crazies were censored?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we are crazies to other people. Oh wait, can I tell everyone? Can I tell everyone your new title?
What's my new title? Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Carrie pays
Oh,
attention to these things. If you guys are commenting stuff, a lot of times Carrie sees them before I do.
well, it's funny. I know
He
the
tells me
comments
about them.
the comments are really great and on normally we get I would say on TikTok, normally we get positive
Yeah.
comments back. Well, we got a couple of negative ones recently, but someone called Todd a European generational anchor baby. Todd's like, I don't even know what that means. And I said, I think that
I
was
kept my
a,
parents here, and I'm like, dude, my parents have been dead for like 10,
well,
20 years.
I said, I think it's just someone's funny way of saying that, yeah, we're all the children of immigrants, and
Immigrants,
it's
yeah,
like,
that says this is
European generational anchor babies. I guess that's what we all are. Who knew? We are the pot calling the kettle black,
yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, it's a thing, that's for sure. So,
Yep.
hey, we're gonna keep putting stuff out there.
So
And to be fair, I have not been as good at putting clips out as I need to be. Like,
it's
I
been
didn't
a
get
busy
any of the
summer.
WNBA clips out. the Lesbian Professional Basketball
Oh
League, and I
no,
thought it
I
was
forgot.
great. I loved that segment.
Oh
And you
my
know they're putting
gosh.
nets up now. All 13 WNBA teams are now required to install safety nets to protect their lesbians against dildo throwing incidents per league officials.
Oh my gosh.
We are
What's going to
installing
protect the
dildo nets.
what's okay, what's going to protect the rest of the audience? Someone's going to chuck a
Right.
big green dildo. It's going to bounce off the net and hit some innocent spectator
I told you,
in the face.
I think that the WNBA really needs to embrace it. They need to laugh at themselves. Like they need to
You
get, you know how
know,
people bounce around beach ball at like games?
yeah,
They need like
right.
inflatable green dildos and things people can bounce around. Like lean right into it.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know
that
what I
would be
mean?
really funny. I mean, it'd be really pretty crude, but I'm just thinking about that. You get whacked in the face.
Turkey
I mean,
basters.
it might be the most action some people see. So, it might
The NBA would
maybe the
actually
ticket
get,
sales will go up.
they would have people listening.
Oh my gosh. So
Oh.
clips, sorry. I keep
Anyway,
derailing you.
so
All
yeah,
right.
I haven't
Clips.
been getting like we should have gotten one of those out, and then we would have had a lot. Maybe I'll try to do that today. I'll try to put out a weekends. You're not supposed to put clips out because nobody pays attention, but I don't know if that's
Oh.
always true. Like beers, I like to put out clips on weekends
Mm-hmm.
because I think people are sitting around. We do beers with Jesus too. We do the Wildly
Mm-hmm.
Opinionated News Hour, beers
Mm-hmm.
with Jesus. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
what we need from our listeners, we need
Mm-hmm.
you to first and foremost, if you're on Apple,
Yep.
of which I've paid almost no attention. I need to start paying attention to Apple.
I've
Rate,
started listening to it on Apple,
have you?
actually. Yep.
Rate us.
Uh-huh.
That is a big help. See, I'm not sure that Spotify has a rating thing.
I don't think it does.
You can follow and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe for sure. We're getting a
Mm-hmm.
little traction on YouTube. Um,
Oh,
so,
cool.
but if you get on there, rate us and then put, if you find some clips, follow us on the socials. It's
Mm-hmm.
Todd's World. You can find me at Todd Allen or Todd's World 2023. And just
Mm-hmm.
follow us. Pop the clips out. Reshare them so people can enjoy. Send them to friends, and yeah, and then check out Beers with Jesus. That's where we explore the Bible. They're very different shows.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy them both. So we drop news on Tuesdays where we go through current
Mm-hmm.
events and flying dildos, and we try to figure out what's going on. Which, to be fair, maybe that's what some of the drones are that we're seeing. I don't know. Who knows what's going on out there in the world? Anna Paulina, the representative from Texas, was on Joe Rogan this week talking about how space aliens are real. I guess everybody now is on the space alien page, so I don't
Oh
think that's
boy.
I don't think that's a big surprise. But
I don't know.
I don't
I
even
don't
have
know.
any
I feel
clips
like
of her.
I
I
know. I
should
feel like
because she had some
anything
craziness
is
going on. I
possible.
should look up Anna
Really?
Paulina's clips because you would listen to them and be like, "Oh."
Now, who is Anna Paulina?
Anna Paulina is a congressional representative from uh, Florida, somewhere.
Oh,
Anyway, she's young. She
okay.
was a model for a while. She does swimsuits like with the MAGA swimsuits. Have you seen those?
Okay, yeah, I
If
was
there's
gonna
a
say I
sexy
remember a
representative in a
model named
swimsuit,
Anna Paulina.
there aren't a
Yep.
ton of them in the U.S. House of Representatives. So, it's yeah,
I
beautiful.
do re I do remember that.
That's who
Um,
she is. But she was um, on Joe Rogan, and I'm looking it up right now to see. That was the
okay.
one I didn't even have pulled up. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. Sometimes our conversation, we're obviously not like we don't rehearse our show. We just get together and actually Todd really prepares and I just make coffee and sit here and do my best not to sound like a complete idiot.
Carrie is right.
Um,
There's a 3 minute. That's a man. See, that's the problem. The
but I
reason I
was
didn't put
gonna
these
say,
clips up is because they're a little long.
yeah, it's
Uh,
nice if you can find
they're
something.
like
But while he's looking, I want to say too, because Todd said that our two shows are very different, but also Beers with Jesus is very different from other, I don't know,
Christian Bible
Bible
type shows,
based
right?
podcasts. Yeah, it's very different. We're not irreverent. We're just going through the story and it's worth checking out.
I don't think we're irreverent at all.
No,
Um,
no,
but
no, not. It's
we
very
don't
different from
preach.
others. And then it's called Beers with Jesus. So,
Oh
no.
yeah, some people don't like beer, but I don't think we can expect that those people are really saved Christians. Just kidding.
We make bold claims on this show, people.
um,
Oh.
no, but you know what I tell people, and this is true. So for me, um, a big thing with my beers with Jesus, the way that we go about it is it's all about the story. So we spent a long time going
Mhm,
through the book of Mark, and
mhm,
that's the story of Jesus. Now we're in the book of Acts, which is the continuing story of Jesus through the early church and the disciples. But it's very story oriented. If you know anything about the Bible is a collection of 66 different books written over the course of, I don't know, 1500, 2000 years, something like that, whatever it was. But a lot of the New Testament is letters written by
mhm,
Paul, written by the disciples, by Peter, by the apostles. And they're helping the church, this early church, this new kind of this new insurrection of God into time, right? They're
mhm,
helping them kind of make sense of how to do things, and
mhm,
what I would kind of consider them is they're almost like, if you think of a book like with appendix or with notes or with
mhm.
commentaries, you know what I mean? Like you take the
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, it's like that. Now those can be really important. It really helps if you know the story, and I feel like that
Yes.
a lot
Yeah.
of people, a lot of people, just in general, doesn't matter whether you're Christian, non-Christian, whatever,
Hmm.
they don't know the story. They think the problem is that everybody thinks they do. Everybody thinks they've
Yeah.
got enough information to make some kind
Right.
of a call on Jesus, when by and large,
Hmm.
they don't even know what the story is. How would you know whether or not you believe the story or not if you don't know the story, is my whole point.
Right.
And so what we do mostly is go through the story.
Yeah.
And then and we'll
It's really
obviously
good.
we hit different sides of it and whatever, but it's just a discussion. We explore the story. We bring our imaginations to the story, which I think is
Hmm.
important. This didn't happen in a vacuum. I believe it really happened. And I believe
Right.
that the sights and the sounds and everything going
Hmm.
on around this, that all of that, God gave us an imagination for a reason. My Lord.
Absolutely.
He didn't want you to turn it off. Well, when you go to the Bible, turn your brain off. No, I don't think so.
Right. Right.
So, anyway, it's a little different from that standpoint because we really
Yeah.
focus, it's very story oriented.
Hmm.
And so
I
we're
love
not
it.
telling you, listen, if you're gay, you can't get married. I mean, that may or may not be the case. They're talking, the Supreme Court, I think, is going to revisit that. Did you hear that?
Oh boy.
They're going to
I
revisit
heard some
Oberfell,
I heard
which was the
something, but
decision. I don't know it's impossible to ever know what the Supreme Court will do.
true.
So
Yeah,
who
it's
knows? It was
really
horrible law. I think it should have been state by state. I don't care if states want to vote and want to do whatever they want to do, but
hmm.
I'm just kind of a rights guy, like
Yeah,
the
I agree with that
Constitution,
too. I
little
agree with that too. But
things.
once something's done, it's like, just can we just leave it alone? Is kind of how I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I have mixed feelings on that one.
I believe that a lot of people would. Um, and I don't, all I know is that it was a horrible decision and never should have been Supreme Court's. No, it's no
Yeah.
different than Roe versus Wade when it comes to that. Abortion should have been on a state by state basis.
Right.
Whichever way you want to go with it,
Sure.
um, it wasn't the place of the federal government, at least not
Hmm.
as the federal government was designed and chartered under the United States Constitution. Just
Yeah.
but that's the case for what, half of what the federal government does.
Hmm.
But one thing we know they're supposed to do is close the border, and Trump's done that,
Hallelujah.
right? And he's
So
also,
close your loop. You were talking about beers with Jesus, and you were saying we don't preach,
yeah,
and you were saying,
go listen. That's all. That's the whole
yeah, go
point.
listen. Okay, good, good.
Listen to Beers with Jesus. Check out the store, toddsworld.net. We've got merch
Hmm.
there. I've got my books on Amazon. So you've
The books
got
are so good, you
Leaves That
guys.
Blew Away, my memoir, the stories, Witness and Insurrection, which we both started as podcasts, which
Oh
were
yeah,
fabulous.
I'm wearing my shirt today.
I've got one on, but mine's the This Means War
Oh,
Insurrection
this
shirt.
means war. Mine's the dude,
I
relax.
love
It's
it.
fiction. It's just fiction. Remember that?
I really want to get back to the stories. We'll see. I don't know if we'll
Yeah.
do a podcast or not. I love the
Okay.
podcast setup that we have now, but I'd still want to, the stories that need to be finished.
If we
So
don't do a podcast, then we're just got to get like a conference call with you, me, Will, and just talk,
we could
every
maybe do
week about
intros
it.
on the latest installments,
Yeah.
like a special kind of podcast, that
Yeah, that'd be
couple
cool.
hours where we go back and we kind of
That'd be
just
cool.
revisit and hit the new one, and then just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Don't do it
Yeah, I
every
love that.
Be kind
But
of
I'm
fun.
telling you, if we don't do this, you're
We
still
got
going
to
to
do
put in
something.
some discussion time.
So anyway, check out
Okay.
Todd's World. It's great.
Hmm.
And um, we are this week. Where do we want to start? JD Vance.
Yes.
We still got the Russia hoax going on.
Okay.
They keep coming out and they keep saying, "Well, we found this and we found this, and Obama's guilty and Brennan's guilty and all these people are guilty." We have
Trump's really
yet
told Pam Bondi she's got to do something.
to see any arrests and we have yet to see any indictments.
Right.
And if neither of those happen, then all of this is nothing but a little bit of political theater that probably won't
Is
matter much.
right. Is there a grand jury thing still in
I think
progress?
there's a grand jury impaneled in Florida. There could be a
Okay.
few grand juries impaneled around.
Hmm.
Um, I will say for the record, I have no confidence that any of these people will be brought to justice because
Okay.
I think that the justice system is so corrupt.
Okay.
That said, I think that it should be tried. I think that because those cases will become
Hmm.
just like they did with Trump, even though that was now with Trump it
Yep.
was all BS, but they're going to take over the media. Like the media won't be
Yeah.
able to ignore them. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
So
And
it's worth it for that
testimony that
reason.
comes out, it's worth it for that reason, and it's also worth it. I think the American people need to know if their justice system is as corrupt as I suspect that it is.
Yeah.
Because
Just the exposure
the
is
first
important.
step is figuring it out. I mean, Trump brought the border really to the forefront of uh,
Hmm.
of the national mind. Do you know what I mean?
Kind
Not
of
that
like
we
the thought that if you that knowing you have a problem is the
yeah,
first step to, yeah, like the
exactly.
American people don't realize how corrupt our justice system is.
Not enough of them do, I don't think, to
Right.
actually affect any meaningful change.
Hmm.
But I think that we're on the way. It's growing, and I think Trump's doing
Yep.
everything he can. And I think when he says to Pam Bondi, it's time to get this. Here's JD Vance talking about how we
Okay.
have to have some accountability.
Okay.
JD Vance is the vice president, for those who didn't know.
I
I
hope that our
absolutely want to
listeners
see
know that.
indictments, Maria. Look, of course, you got to have the law follow the facts here. You don't just indict people to indict people. You indict people because they broke the law. But if you look at what Tulsi and Kash Patel have revealed in the last couple of weeks, I don't know how anybody can look at that and say that there wasn't aggressive violations of the law. What they basically did is they defrauded the American people in order to take Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign talking points and turn them into intelligence by defrauding the American people, defrauding the intelligence agencies, lying about what the intel said. They would take something that supported a Hillary Clinton campaign talking point and they would overemphasize it and exaggerate it. They took anything that actually contradicted that narrative and they buried it deep. And through that, they actually laundered Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign talking points through the American intelligence services. That's a violation of the people's trust.
He's doing a really good job laying it out. But I'm telling you that 65% of America doesn't even understand. They don't know anything about this story. They might have
Right.
heard Trump say Russia, 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 and they might have heard some of the things, but they don't have any concept of what actually went on.
No. And they don't know that all they know is all the Russia, Russia, Russia that was um
Right.
that he was accused of, the media
Hmm.
attached to him.
Well,
So,
and
yeah.
and everything he's talking about, it's true that it was the intelligence agencies, but what he
Hmm.
hasn't said, but what is true, is
Hmm.
that none of this would have been possible without the incestuous, polyamorous marriage of the deep state and the American media. And the American media laundered all of that for the deep state. They were willing participants in all of it.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons they don't want to cover it is because they're implicated in all of it.
Yeah.
And so
100%.
he's going to say, "We'll listen to the rest of JD, but if arrests and indictments don't happen, it was all for naught."
That's a violation of what our intelligence services should be doing, and I absolutely think they broke the law, and you're going to see a lot of people get indicted for that. Here's the thing that should really
Please.
bother the American people. What do you
Soon.
want our intelligence community to be doing? I want them to be catching bad guys. I want them to be making sure that terrorists aren't going to kill innocent American civilians. I don't want them laundering Hillary Clinton's campaign talking points into the American media and giving them this air of legitimacy. It is sick. And it's disgusting. It hurt the intelligence community. It hurt the American people, and it hurt the first Trump administration. We have got to have consequences for it, or we're just going to see the same play repeated again and after again.
What do you think? You agree with JD?
I do, and I like that he included the intelligence system because, oh my gosh, that's a whole other facet that was,
Use my coffee.
polluted by, yeah, the intelligence, whole other facet.
Yeah.
It's just
that
has lost so much credibility. I mean, we don't even trust. I sometimes just sort of laugh, throw my hands up in the air, and say, I don't even know who to believe. I pretty much don't believe anything.
Right. Except Todd's rule.
Except I'm pretty, I know, which is scary. It's really scary. It's
I
a
don't
scary
think it's scary at
feeling.
all.
I lie in
You
bed
should
at
be
night
the
and I'm
authority for the entire
like,
world.
wait a minute. No, you know, one of my sons, Alexander, asked me a little while ago. He's like, what about our government? Like, are you most mad about or something like that? Why are you mad? And I'm like, it's not really being mad. It's that I just don't trust him. I don't believe him and I don't trust him. And he was like, oh, okay. Like,
You're probably like I am. Like I'm like with my kids. There's 2.5 hours a week that you can just listen to. You'll catch up on so much. I
You
never
catch you up.
realized that the only people in the world who would be completely disinterested in anything I write, do, or broadcast would be my own children. But that I have to be wildly interested in everything they do. That's the job description.
Well, wait a minute. And it's not even that you have to be, it's that you are because a normal
I
person
love it. That's
is.
true.
No, I know what you
And
mean.
maybe it's all perfectly normal. That well may be the case. I'm just saying it wasn't. I didn't realize the orders.
Isn't that crazy? I know. Do you remember years ago? Do you remember when you interviewed me on
Yes.
Leaves That Blew Away?
Yeah, it was good. Like a 3-parter we did. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, I had to beg my kids just to listen to like 15 minutes of it. Like, I'm sorry if my
At least they're doing
mom,
it.
I
I could
whatever. But
beg
I was
till
like,
I lose my voice. It would,
well,
or it
I
would
think
be
I
like,
had them in
listen,
the
I got
car
a new
at the time.
song.
I know, right? I think I had them in the car at the time, and I was like, all right, we're gonna listen to this, and they were like, oh. Anyway,
Yeah. Well, that's
all
how
right,
it
go ahead.
goes, right? But
What do you what do
it's
you
all
think
out
about
there for him to
JD?
see.
I know. What do you think
Well,
about JD?
yeah, I think JD's right on. I think exactly what I
Mm-hmm.
said. We have to. That's what we have to do. If we
Yeah.
don't do that, then nothing
Mm-hmm.
else is going to matter that we try to do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's just how it is. So whether or not anyone goes to, I'm not saying anybody has to go to jail because I'm not entirely sure that they will.
Okay.
But
That is
man, we
not
got to put
that
them through
isn't
the
what you need.
process.
That isn't what you need to be satisfied.
No, I'd like
You
it.
don't need
I'd
it.
like people. I mean, the
You'd like
fact
it?
that,
Okay.
well, I mean,
Fair.
I just think that 2 or 3 or 4, 16 different justice systems for one country is not maybe the way to run it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the exposure, like you said, exposure has to happen before we can
Yeah.
make meaningful. And I do think that that the judicial system the will be probably the last one that we can reform. Now, a lot of people would
Sure.
disagree with that because they look at the Supreme Court and think that we've got a conservative, and we do to some extent. I mean, we wouldn't have the conversation about are they going to overturn Obergefell and maybe gay marriage if we didn't have a conservative Supreme Court that was willing to overturn bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not consistent about anything. I mean, there's no.
No.
If you're
Everything's kind of
betting,
a
you're trying
toss-up.
to lay odds. Yeah, you have no idea with the United States Supreme Court. It's nice that
Hey,
we've got a shot because for
I have a
years and
question.
decades we didn't even have a shot at the Supreme
True,
Court.
that's true. You're right. At least I feel like it is a little more of a level playing field, like with the
Yeah,
odds. But speaking of odds and not knowing, do people somewhere in the world, somewhere in the country, bet? Do they place bets on Supreme
I
Court
don't know the
decisions?
answer to that. People bet on everything, so I assume I
Right. I
just have
just
no
like
idea.
when you were describing that, I was like, oh, I wonder if people bet on that. Anyway, sorry.
This is Trump actually talking about. Let's see if I can
Okay.
pull it up. This is just a quick one, but you can tell he wants some of what we're talking about. He's looking for Pam Bondi and Cash and Dan. I don't think it's Cash and Bongino. I think if there's a holdup anywhere, I got a feeling it's Bondi. Trump has, for the entirety of any time that he's been president, never been able to get a decent attorney general. We're just hoping he's got one now. But for the entire first 4 years, he didn't. They were horrible. Every one was horrible.
Who was that guy? We had a guy who
Bill
I thought was
Barr.
really okay.
And Bill Barr now we know was actively working with Fannie Willis to prosecute Trump and Trump's people after he got out of office. So clearly Bill Barr was deep state, which most people knew. I can't remember. He went through a couple attorney generals, didn't he? I can't remember who else was in there.
I'm just looking
before
up
Bill
someone, 'cause
Barr.
there was one who I thought was really good.
No,
I'll
that
keep
senator. Remember, that senator was his first attorney general in 2017. It was oh God, he's not a senator anymore, but he's a relatively well-known senator at the time, and
Okay.
he just completely punted on everything and set up the Mueller special prosecution and everything else, and didn't want to have anything to do with the Russia hoax, and didn't want to take responsibility for anything. What was that guy's name? I can't recall off the top of my head.
Okay, hold on.
Senator from Louisiana or Texas or Mississippi or something. I can't remember his name. He ended up being a disappointment, as so many Republican senators are. They're disappointments that are lost to history
Yeah, they
because
really
no
are.
one cares about them at all. But you know what? They don't care because they've got their $100 million and their lobbying and everything else, and they
Yeah.
have sold their soul to the spirit of the age. So
You
they're all
know, I
going to hell.
wonder. Oh my
Just
gosh.
kidding. Oh, sorry, that's Beers of Jesus.
Again, we make bold claims. Now, Todd, I'm just thinking about Pam Bondi, and for that matter,
Jeffords.
anyone.
Was that his name? Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know anyone before her. I mean, Merrick Garland, whatever.
Merrick Garland was Biden's. He was a nightmare.
Yeah, nightmare. But anyway, Pam Bondi. Let's just look at her situation. If she moves forward against these guilty people from past administrations, and it doesn't go anywhere because of the justice system, because of the corrupt justice system, doesn't she end up coming out looking bad? Like, doesn't it look bad doesn't reflect poorly on her? So I'm just wondering if there's any resistance, if it's like, if it's a losing battle, is it just going to be like an embarrassment for her term? I
Probably.
guess I'm just curious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can tell you, Jeff Sessions was the guy's name. He was a senator from Georgia.
Okay.
Who was worthless. I mean,
okay, I was going to say I don't remember
worthless.
anything good coming.
Like the slime that's left over after a big rain and you've had some puddles and it's like everything's draining now. That was Jeff Sessions' term as attorney general. That's exactly what he accomplished. So
terrible.
So
Let me see him. Oh, I remember him.
Yeah.
Why do these guys? I mean, Merrick Garland, Jeff Sessions, they look like little Weasley accountants.
Well, Jeff Sessions was just pointless. Merrick Garland was a demon. Those are two different things.
So?
He's horrible.
Okay. Really,
yeah, he was
like a demon
actively
force?
trying to destroy the United States.
Okay.
And I hope that he is brought up on charges too.
He had lots of support to do that. So.
He did. So I don't know about Pam Bondi. You're a Florida girl. Pam Bondi's a Florida girl. I don't know. She talks like she's going to do something. She's real good at talking. I guess.
Right. I mean, she talks. Like,
she talks a good game.
Like she's supporting Trump. And now it's like, I don't know. Maybe just who knows? I think there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that we just can't even understand.
That's true, but like we said, if we know, let's hear what Trump says.
All of these people are really tough. Could I shake your hand, Getty, please? You're going to be so important here. You're going to be that guy. I hope I don't have to fire him in 2 weeks because he's too soft. I don't think he's too soft. If I do, I will, though. Is it okay if you're soft, weak, and pathetic like so many people? I will fire you so fast. You're not going to have to worry about that. No, I think you're going to do a fantastic job.
I hope he's right. I hope that Trump is in. I can't remember who he was talking to then, but Pam Bondi was right beside him, and that's not the only thing he's said about that. So I suspect that Pam Bondi knows the score. Now the question is, what forces exactly are arrayed against Pam Bondi? Exactly what
Not
is the?
against her, well, except a corrupt justice system.
Yeah,
Um, I don't mean against her specifically. I just mean against the efforts, the deep state against this administration is all I
yeah.
mean. And yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. This is a. Do you know who? This is great. Let me make sure I've got this. Um, Governor, you know who? Everybody, of course, knows who Gavin Newsom is, the governor of California,
yeah.
and he's real excited guy. He's out
That's my
there.
Gavin Newsom
He's out there
impression.
fighting the war against Trump, trying to lead the Democrats
Is
on the
he?
field. Yes.
Okay.
So
Is he trying to,
I
is he
think he
trying to get
wants, he'd
ready to
like the
run?
nomination. Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
hard to
gosh.
imagine that America would elect Gavin Newsom, but
Oh my gosh.
I don't
People are
know.
just going to love him. They're
I
going to
just,
love him.
well, you remember Karen Bass? She was the mayor.
Remember that
She's the
name.
mayor. Well, is the mayor of Los Angeles, who
Oh,
fled the city right before the
yeah.
wildfires started for Ghana.
Right, right. She was like on
And
a
she was
mission
like, "Ah,
trip.
it's no big deal. It's a bonfires."
Is she the one that the media was hounding, like when she
Yes.
was away and she was just not addressing him at all? She just wasn't
Right.
commenting at all.
Well,
Karen
Governor
Bass.
Newsom was having a press conference,
Oh,
bitching about Trump and bitching about federalization of DC and bitching about immigration pickups and
okay.
everything else.
Uh-huh.
Right outside of the building where Governor Newsom was having this press conference,
Mm-hmm.
uh, an entire barrage of ice trucks rolled up and started arresting illegals right outside.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Was this coincidental
I
timing
don't
or
think
what?
so, but Karen Bass was big mad about it. Let's hear what she has to say.
Okay.
Not believe
Oh,
that
did
this
she have
just
something
happened
to
to be
say?
a coincidence.
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was widely publicized that the governor and many of our other elected officials were having a press conference here to talk about redistricting, and they decided they were going to come and thumb their nose in front of the governor's face. Why would you do that? That is unbelievably disrespectful. It's a provocative act. They're talking about disorder in Los Angeles, and they are the source of the disorder in Los Angeles right now. This is just completely unacceptable. This is a administration, this is a Customs and Border Patrol that has gone amok. This absolutely
They're
has
running
to stop.
amok.
There was no danger here. There was no need to detain anyone
there's
here.
no danger
And there was
there?
certainly no need to have a provocative act right here where the governor is having a press conference.
Poor Karen, she's big mad.
You know, I love knowing that she's like got a passionate voice in there somewhere because she didn't have anything to say about the
Remember
wildfires
when
and
Trump went out there for the fires and he was sitting there and there was like a table. There's a big table and they're all sitting
Mhm.
around there and there's the mayor was there and whatever. And Trump was hammering her about permits and rebuilding. And she was promising they were going to get rid of all the red tape and they were going to start rebuilding. And well, do you know how long's it been since those fires? I don't know. It's been what, 4 months or something? 3, 4 months?
yeah, maybe. Gosh,
And
was it that recent?
not a single permit has been issued to rebuild. Not a single piece of ground has been moved to rebuild any of the homes that were lost in the Pacific Palisades. And shocker, they're talking about filling it with low income housing,
Oh,
high rises. Can you
no.
imagine?
Oh my
It's almost
gosh.
exactly like that's what Trump was talking about when he called her out.
When he called her, he's like, I see this coming from a mile away. Oh
Uh-huh.
my gosh, I'm just thinking, I'm so sorry. I'm just thinking about the people who own property in that area and the what that is going to do to the
Mel
property
Gibson lost his
values.
house in it.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. When?
Here's Mayor Bass again,
Okay.
making a bass of herself.
I think this was last year, but go ahead.
This is a complete provocation. This has nothing to do with safety. In fact, this is the exact opposite of keeping our city safe. We do not need them here, and
No.
they had no business to come here and provoke this.
Well, she makes a good point. LA's been doing a hell of a good job keeping out illegal immigrants and cleaning up the homeless off their streets and crime and everything else. I don't think there's a crime problem in California or Los Angeles at all, from what I've heard. It's beautiful, sunny California, right?
Well, I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, Los Angeles. It's like a paradise.
Mayor Bass, you're
crime-
live on NBC4 right now. You do not believe that this just happened to be a coincidence?
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was widely publicized.
She's going to go into the same little tirade. We don't need any
Crime-free-
more.
Crime-free paradise. By the way, no wonder I can't remember when this was. You're very good, sir. The fire started January 7th.
Oh, yeah, you had a little bit going on. Well, I knew Trump was
Yeah.
president or about to be president.
Yeah, true. Okay, got it.
So,
I just was thinking it was, earlier. Anyway, wild.
so Karen Bass is, well,
Yeah.
she's got things well in hand. She's got another trip to Ghana scheduled. Expect the fires to break out any day.
She's warning the people of Ghana, don't come right now.
You know who, I'm sure you do. You know who Ethan Hawke is?
The
The
actor.
actor.
I'm a fan.
Are you a fan of Ethan Hawke? He's a good guy. Married to Uma Thurman, right? At
I
least he
thought
was.
so. I'm
think
really
he
bad
is.
at like Hollywood couples. I never
Well,
know who anyone is.
his daughter's in Stranger Things. Maya Hawke is the
Wait, who's his daughter?
Robin in Stranger Things, the ice cream chick who was friends with Steve.
I did not know
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it's
What?
Maya Hawke, I think is her name. But
Oh
yeah,
my
she
gosh.
looks like a mix of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. She's
That's
real pretty.
really wild. Yeah, Ethan Hawke, very good, just a really talented actor, kind of like a quiet.
Yeah, he's been in a
Yeah.
lot of good things, right?
Yeah.
I think he was in. I
Oh,
remember
no.
him.
Are you about to tell me something devastating
Well,
about
let's
his political
see what he has to
affiliation?
say. Let's see what Ethan Hawke. You know Ethan Hawke. He's from Hollywood, so I'm sure that he's put a lot of thought into things.
Fine.
He's
Okay.
very reasonable.
Blow it all for me, Todd.
A
Burst my
large
bubble.
percentage of the people that I know that support the unmentionable game show host, what they admire about him is that he doesn't seem chained to some kind of political correctness, and it makes him seem like a maverick. That people somehow feel comfortable enough to cheer and laugh when Donald Trump is mocking somebody by calling them Pocahontas, right? We're going to get the leaders in this life that we deserve. And if we walk around and we think that stuff is funny, if our
Wait, I think it's so funny. I think
Oh my
it's
gosh.
so funny,
It's
Ethan.
so funny. Pocahontas, she
Out
brought
of
it on herself.
everything that he could defend, out of everything he could go
know.
after Trump for,
I
it's
know.
Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, and her.
Who lied about, for anyone who
I think
doesn't
she's
know the
one
origination.
30,000th Indian or something.
Oh, is she legitimately? Because I thought it was like
An Indian
but she
spit in one of
claimed
her ancestors' food or something. I think is how she got it.
her ancestors had American Indian slaves or something.
elected
Anyway,
officials
she-
aren't, demanding ethical higher ground, then we're in a very dangerous place. And I find that kind of jingoistic hate to be terrifying because history shows it's always the easy way. Whenever we're upset and whenever we're angry, if somebody gives us a chance to express our anger, it feels good temporarily because it
Also
feels like a place to put your rage. What it usually does is, create a cycle of violence.
Next thing you know, they're calling everybody Pocahontas. You're just walking down the street, calling random people Pocahontas, and they're like, "Wait a minute, I don't even speak English. My
Oh my
husband
God.
mows the state's grass, and he just got all the way screaming." He called me
Oh
Pocahontas.
no,
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan.
You
Ah,
know what I meant to do, and I apologize. I don't very often feel like I need to apologize to the audience, but I meant to have
no, this
a
is
little
kind of a big
montage
moment.
of Pocahontas set up to go right after that, so we can see all the brilliance that he was defending.
Yeah, okay, but you don't have that.
I don't have
Next
it.
week.
It's
Your
unfortunate.
assignment is for next week to
More
have that.
Pocahontas. He's
Yes,
really
please.
upset. The fact that Trump would do that, and I mean, you can understand that's a big,
And the fact that we would laugh at it. It's like
it's horrible.
know.
He just doesn't understand.
it
What's
makes me
going
want to
on.
go be. It makes me want to go start a cycle of violence.
He's gonna go postal. Watch out!
No, I was gonna say us
There
laughing
happens
here
to be
is
another
the
Vegas
ex-
shooting.
It's the extent of violence for me is laughing here. That's my.
Suddenly, Carrie will
my
be
gosh.
taken out. Where did she get 40 guns in her hotel room? No one knows. It'll be just as much of a mystery as the Vegas shooter that we're already dealing with.
Right? I would
Who
be like, I
knows?
would be a big surprise. She seems so normal. She lit up a room.
You know who? Well, of course, you know who Jimmy Kimmel is,
Yes.
and Sarah Silverman. Probably, you know who Sarah Silverman is. Comedian. They're
Yes.
both comedians. Jimmy Kimmel has his
Well,
little ABC show,
Sarah
and
Silverman used to be funny.
Sarah
Jimmy
Silverman,
Kimmel used to be funny.
actress. You know, they're actor, comedian, whatever,
Mhm.
whatever that is, right? So this
Yep.
is here they are talking. I'm not sure. This looks like it's on a podcast. It's not on Kimmel's show. He hasn't been canceled yet, but don't worry, he will be.
Mhm.
Because we shut off the funding to the NGOs and USAID and everything else. And suddenly,
Only a
none of
matter of
these
time.
libs have the money they thought they had. It's weird.
Yep.
But here's Jimmy Kimmel talking to Sarah Silverman, and they're
Mhm.
both kind of a little bit scared, guys. They're frightened of
Yikes.
what's going on out here. Pocahontas is on the loose.
A
mean,
lot of
here's
people
the
I know are
scary thing.
thinking about where they can get citizenship and
I do
stuff.
have Italian. I did get Italian citizenship.
You do?
I
Oh,
do.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I do have that.
Amazing.
And what's going
Oh.
on is as bad as you thought it was gonna be.
Way worse.
Oh.
It's so much worse. It's just
There's so much
unbelievable.
winning.
Like, I feel like it's probably
how you know
even
we're
worse
winning.
than he would
These
like it
people.
to be.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do every once in a while I'll Google Trump regrets or MAGA regrets just to see all the people that
And there
I'm not
aren't any.
happy that they're upset and that but it makes me hope that maybe this will bring people together.
She
The
keeps hoping.
hatred of Trump might bring
She
people
keeps
together.
hoping she'll find some MAGA regrets.
No regrets. Hashtag no regrets.
Who else is out? I had one
Wait, okay,
other.
wait. Hold on. I just want to clarify on that clip.
Go ahead.
She's talking about citizenship. At first, I thought she was talking about people who are trying to get like citizenship to be here,
Oh, no,
citizens
no,
of
no.
the. She's talking about
They got to get
all
out of
these
here.
elitist, wealthy Hollywood people
Yeah.
thinking, where else can I become a citizen? And
Where else can I kill little babies
Yeah.
and drink their blood?
do you think
Only in
there's
America,
something to
folks.
that?
Only in America.
Oh my gosh. Todd, real quick, where was the Ethan Hawke thing? That sounded like a produced with moving
It
music,
did.
like a
I
public
don't.
service.
I know it looked
announcement.
like a professional kind of, and when you looked at it, it looked like something that was professionally put out. I don't know where it came from. I didn't.
What on earth? Who says, yeah, I got it? Just all of them. They're just consumed.
You know
They're
who I
consumed.
saw? You
It's
know
so
who was
sad.
on? And I had the clip. I'm looking for it. I thought I had it pulled up, but it was Drew Barrymore, pinnacle of intelligence. I think.
Oh gosh, she's another one just off the deep end.
She's with Bill Maher, and I'm looking for the clip
Was she
currently.
on Bill Maher?
She was with him. I don't know. It could have been his podcast. It might not have been his
gotta s-
actual show.
Okay. I've got to start following him.
And I got a couple Bill Mahers this week. He's pretty good. But
Yep.
but I am trying to find that because I just had it, guys, and I've completely I don't know what happened to it. It was here. It was just here not that long ago. Here it is. No, this is Bill Maher though. I'll give you a little bit of Bill Maher since I'm teasing it, looking for the other.
Okay.
For whatever reason, Bill Maher makes a frequent appearance on this show. And I think it's because he's one of the few lefties out there who actually has a brain and is actually
Yes.
willing to look at things and say, maybe Trump's not exactly the boogeyman that we've made him out to be.
Right. I think Bill Maher's like, go ahead. I'll tell you after.
Look, I'll say this for Trump. He's got this idea that America is still the biggest swinging dick in the world, and we have not used our power as much
like
as we
that.
should. That's what the tariffs are about. We have the power to change these people's, other nations' trading practices with us, some of which were out of line. I'm surprised that people went along with it as much as they did. So he wasn't completely wrong about that. He said, look, NATO hasn't been paying their fair share. I'm going to make them do that. He wasn't wrong about that. And I'll tell you this, one thing about him that I know, I'm not going to tell you how I know,
Oh,
but a lot of people
What's
have
going
seen
on,
the same
Bill?
thing. He really does hate war. He really does not like it when people die in war. There's four
Praise
different
God.
pretty good, right?
Yeah, really good.
And that's an admission that's true.
Well, I know, and I think I think it's such an important point to make. I like how he just kind of separated it from other issues. It's like just state it all by itself. because there are, leftists who should just pause to appreciate that enormous characteristic, that
But then,
impactful characteristic.
but then he has on Drew Barrymore
Well, yeah.
from E.T. I think we can all say that her intellect hit its peak at about age 4 or 5 in E.T. So
And
here
maybe in Firestarter. So, oh no, okay.
So then he has people like this on his podcast, and he has to like converse with them.
Navigate.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
listen to this.
It is such a taboo subject, the truth.
It is. Oh, and it gets you hated.
Oh, as soon as I said it, I was like, the truth, that there is no truth. I'm like, that doesn't work. You can't say things like that. But I was putting on you that you speak your truth. And you have a lot of bravado about what you think is the truth or not. But it's just so refreshing. Like,
Has she made any sense at all yet?
No, I'm sorry. She lost me at your truth.
Maybe
I'm
it gets
so
better.
over.
you were
Okay, go
doing
ahead.
this before it was
Maybe she'll
so
stumble into something.
dangerous.
Still dangerous.
And it is just way too dangerous now.
Yeah.
But you're still doing it.
It's slightly less dangerous than it was 2 years ago because we did have a vibe change. And because the Democrats lost so badly
Trump
in
is a vibe
2024, the blush is off the rose on left-wing censorship and, oh my God, you can't say that. Stop telling me what I can do, what I can say, what I can think, who my heroes are supposed to be. Just, just get the fuck off of me. Get back up off of me. That is a lot of just what viscerally is going on with me when I have issues with the left. Just get the fuck off of me.
Whoa.
First of all, I don't
Cover your
believe
ears,
you.
Norma.
You're not better. You're a lot of posers. Not all of you, but just get the fuck off of me.
Well, that's what I like is you call people out from all different areas, and I don't even know how to address parties anymore. Everything is so different now.
That's because Party City closed. But I think
That's because what?
Party City closed. She doesn't know how to address parties anymore. He tried. What I'm impressed by Bill Maher on is that he's got someone on his podcast who probably has an IQ somewhere in the 40s, and he's trying. He's doing what he can. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if you are ballsy enough to do those things, what is it that like scares you or that you care about?
You're asking?
Bill Maher's looking at her like
Like, what the-
she just put words together, but I don't even know if that was a sentence. What was that question?
Gosh.
Yeah.
Cut. I was so riveted by the framing.
By the inanities just leaking out of the lowest hole in your face, Drew. He was so
Is that the-
taken with it.
is that the end of
That's
it?
the end of it. That's all we get out of
Todd,
Drew.
Okay. I don't watch her show.
Bill made
I
a
don't
good
wa-
point.
He oh my gosh. Todd. Oh, he didn't even know what to do with that. You know what? I did not know this about her. She sounds like Kamala.
Yeah. Did you do?
Just
Wasn't
the
it Kamala
touchy-
that went
the
on Drew Barrymore's show
touchy-feely?
and Drew got like on her knees by her and was like calling her Mamala or something?
Oh
Yes, that happened
oh!
on Drew's show.
Oh my
Mamala.
gosh, Mamala. Oh man, I need to go take a shower and get drunk.
Mamala.
Dude, I forgot that was her. Sorry, she sounds just like her. She sounds all touchy-feely, talking in a circle. Let's talk about our nothing wrong with talking about your feelings. But I'm sorry, you're sitting there with Bill Maher, who, regardless of political affiliation, is a highly intelligent man. And I what I was going to say about him that I love about him is that he's someone who doesn't agree with us on everything.
Mhm.
But man, that guy is using the privilege of the right and privilege of freedom of speech so responsibly.
Do you
You
feel
know,
like
I mean,
he's on
he's-
his way to agreeing with us about more?
Oh, every
Yeah.
single day.
Yeah.
Every day. That's why I'm like, I want to start following him. He's just, I'm sorry. And he gave her an opportunity. to say.
He's like, wait a minute.
He kind of opened the door like, hey, she's talking about how dangerous telling the truth. No, your truth. Ugh.
You're better. Bill
Oh
Maher
my
would be
gosh.
better off just randomly selecting people from any adult foster care home
From
in the United
street.
States. Just
Oh my gosh.
seeing
He
what
could
we
go
can
have
do.
he could have a more intelligent conversation with someone randomly on the street. What is wrong with her?
100%.
It's so sad because she's like funny. She's a hilarious actress. I just can't believe.
You like to hope that they'd take the 4 living brain cells they have and like rub them together and try to get some spark.
Something.
Blow on
I
it a
feel like
little.
that's what I wonder if that's you know what? That's what Bill Maher said to his producers afterwards. Like, hey, yeah, we're done. Get me someone who can rub their 4 brain cells together, make a spark.
Nope.
Damn.
Here's Ice-T. Ice-T of now, he's what's that show he's on? That's a popular show that everybody Nikki watches. Is it ends Law and Order? Is that what it is? Special Victims?
He was on a Law and Order.
Law and Order Special Victims Unit. That's what he's on. SVU.
I think so, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. He's been on a long time.
Especially heinous crimes.
I only know because Nikki watches SVU. And so
Yeah,
occasionally it flashes across my television.
Ooh, yeah.
But I am not a TV watcher. But here's
But he's in
Ice-T.
something.
He's
okay.
a big I think he's a big Trump fan.
What can I say about dude that hasn't been said? I think we all know, people know that shit's foul and we have to address it some kind of way.
Some kind of way.
I'm just talking about the whole situation. We already know I don't give a fuck about that clown ass motherfucker. I think what's more scary than him is his followers. I think the people that follow him blindly
you were being
have a way of
sarcastic.
brushing off all that he does. And the things he does, if any normal person did one of those things, they'd be out of here.
Ice-T is very scared of us, Gary.
Oh my god.
He's even more scared of us than he is of the orange maniac in the White House, the orange felon.
I thought you were going to be serious that he was a fan, but wow. I thought you were going to mock his latest film endeavor.
What is it? I don't even know.
Well, so I'm sorry, it's older than I thought it was, but Tom Cruise was in a huge production of, and I think a pretty good one, of War of the Worlds.
Yeah,
Did you
I
ever
remember
see?
that.
Great movie. Dakota Fanning was, and it was really good.
I did see it, although I barely remember it. I loved War of the Worlds. You know, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I went to.
Can we go down a little War of the Worlds?
I went
rabbit
to.
trail? Okay.
My dad was telling me about this War of the Worlds thing that happened, and Orson Welles did this thing, and cars were stopping, and people thought, and I was like, I gotta
on the
hear.
radio.
Yeah, I gotta hear this. So
And
I'm a
people
kid,
thought it was real.
and I had my dad or my mom, somebody take me to the only place I could find it was at the Montcalm Community College, and
Okay.
I found the tapes of the Orson Welles broadcast and listened to them when I was a kid. I was like 10, 11 years old, and I
Yeah.
was fascinated by this thing. I loved it. It was so great. And that
Yeah.
people believed it, I could see why they believed it. But you know what I
Totally.
mean?
It was like it sounded real, and it wasn't like TV where you break for
Right.
commercials. It was the radio. But Todd, my dad played this for me when I was young.
Did he? Okay.
Oh yeah, I was so fascinated by it. It was like same exact experience,
Look
except
at us
he,
on the same podcast. It's weird.
I know. I'll have to tell him. I'll have to tell him. Ouch.
Anyway,
You'll have to
War of the
tell him.
Worlds.
So,
Ice-T was in
War
one.
of
I
the
didn't know
Worlds.
that.
Well, don't bother. Like,
I didn't even know if I knew that they made another one.
well, so Tom Cruise was in. They did this in 2005.
Tom
I
Cruise
didn't
one.
realize it was 20 years old, but it's an excellent movie, excellent production. It's really good. I mean, as far as like modern.
So
movies
Ice-T
go,
was in that one?
No,
Oh,
they have just redone it.
they did?
They just redid it.
Oh, I
Yes.
didn't know that. Okay.
Ice-T's in it. I think it's him. Hold on. I'll
I
feel
had no
really bad if
idea.
I have like the wrong person. I probably do. I feel like
You know, I see things all the time on Facebook anymore that they're remaking movies, and I think half the time I can't even believe it because half the things I see are just lies or they're AI creations
Yeah.
or whatever on social media, and I never know what to believe and what not to believe anymore.
I just need to make sure it's him before I do this because I'll feel really, really bad if oh no, it's Ice Cube. Thank you. I
Oh,
wanted to make
Ice
sure.
Cube. Ice Cube, I think,
Ice-
is a Trump supporter,
Well,
or more
I'm so
so.
sorry. So this was all for naught, but Ice Cube.
We still got to talk about War of the World.
Okay, War of the Worlds. I know, true. He's in this new production of it that got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. Dude, do you know
It's
how
hard to
hard
get a
it is
zero,
to
yeah.
get a zero? If you go just watch the trailer, you'll just laugh your ass off and never ever
It's
watch
that
this
bad,
movie.
eh?
It looks so awful. So awful.
I
So
feel like we are
sorry,
in the
Ice-T.
dearth of Hollywood entertainment right now. Like the creativity,
Yeah.
they can't make a new movie. I mean, everything they're making is retreads of stuff. And listen,
Yep.
some of it's okay, some of it wasn't.
Yeah.
But these people all had original storylines when they made these. Like Freaky Friday was an actual movie in the 70s, right?
Yes.
And like, and I'm not even against. I just think, can you give us some original stories, please?
Yeah. The
Is
new
there-
one,
is-
Freakier Friday, is hilarious.
It's funny,
I
right?
highly recommend. Yeah.
And I don't even mind some retreads. I would
But
like
it's
some
all that is
new,
out there, right?
yeah, some new creativity. Some like, where's like the new Rocky, right? I mean,
Yeah, you mean like not another Rocky,
like a
but
real
like
story.
a real story.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
don't mean the next Rocky. I just mean the
I
next
understand.
that's going to be a Rocky.
Right.
And there have been great shows. Like Juno was a great movie, right? I
Juno
think it,
was?
Yeah, you remember Juno? I think of it
Yes.
because Allie has a
I didn't love
poster
that.
on her wall, and so I
Okay.
see
I
it
did
once in
not
a
love
while.
that movie, but I didn't see it at a good time. So
Oh,
it's really good.
I love
Good
Juno.
story. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's a good
It's worth
movie.
looking into again. So anyway, I'm sorry.
Glorifies teenage
Ice-T,
pregnancy. I like it.
Ice Cube. I'm obviously a racist. I'm sorry, but don't bother with the new War of the Worlds. It looks terrible.
Don't bother with it.
We saw some previews before Freakier Friday. I went with a girlfriend last week, and the previews for new movies coming out actually looked good.
Oh,
They
yeah?
were dramas. Yeah, they were dramas. I can't remember the names of any of them, but there were some dramas we saw previews for, and they looked really, actually very good.
Okay.
Hey, real quick, the concept people say, what happens if like you're married and then, your spouse dies and then you remarry? Who do you spend eternity with in heaven?
Yes.
Right? That kind of, projecting our earthly experience
Right.
onto, heaven, afterlife, and all that. Well, someone made a movie about this, and it looks funny, it looks heartfelt,
Really?
it looks, oh yeah, and I'm like, now that's a cool idea.
Jesus addressed that question directly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we talked about it. Did he not do it in Mark?
Maybe
I thought we talked about it. The Sadducees
talked about it.
asked him.
Okay.
The Sadducees, there was. Oh, we're going to give you guys a little beers with Jesus. You get a little bonus today. With Jesus at the Jewish time, you had religious leaders, and they were religious / political. I mean, the whole place was ruled by Rome, but Rome had taken over, right? And they left, and generally Rome would take over the taxes and whatever, but they'd leave a lot of the existing structures intact to kind of run things. Well, the Pharisees were the real conservative ones, and the Sadducees were more liberal. Sadducees didn't believe in the resurrection of the dead at all. They thought you die, you die, right? They don't believe in the resurrection. So one of these Sadducees thought he was real smart, and he came to Jesus and he said, so there was a woman, and she was married to a brother, and then he goes through, and the brother died, and then the other brother remarried her, and then they died, and so it's like goes through 7 brothers. When she gets to heaven, who's going to be whose wife will she be? She was with all 7 brothers.
Yeah.
And Jesus said, you don't know your Bible and you don't know how God works. You're just confused about all of it. There's no marriage and given in marriage in heaven. We leave all that behind, was essentially what he said.
Okay, gotcha.
So he does address that. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
I thought he did in Mark, but I can't say that for sure. We went through, it took us the better part of a year to go through Mark.
I know. I can't remember all of what we talked about, but anyway, that's interesting. So, well, anyway, I do think maybe, here's a question about entertainment and your opinion. So the movies coming out are just, like you said, retreads. It's prequels, sequels, remakes. It's so exhausting. But I feel like there's some really great shows being created.
Like TV shows?
TV shows, like, on these streaming services and such. So I just wonder, do you feel like the creativity has shifted its focus because right now
I did feel like the last 10 or 20 years. I'm not sure now. I have a feeling that streaming and TV might be going down too, but
you know how like streaming went up, movie theaters were closing after COVID and all that. And I just wonder if the focus has shifted.
Yes, I think it did.
Because they're like, people aren't going out as much. Let's hook them on something that they're going to watch in their own living room.
Yeah. Well,
So,
you take The Sopranos, you take Mad Men, you take Breaking Bad,
yeah.
and it's not all. You take Stranger Things. You take there's you can look at a number of really,
Yeah.
really, really good
And
TV
and those are old.
shows. Well, Stranger Things isn't that old.
Stranger Things isn't that old. But
What
like
else is new?
like we're watching Tulsa King right now, and it's so good.
That's that Taylor Sheridan one, right? Same guy who did Yellowstone.
Oh, maybe.
I think it's in his thing.
Okay.
You like it? It has Sylvester Stallone in it. Is that right?
He's so great in
Is he?
it.
Is he good? I haven't
I
watched it. I've
love
seen
him in
the
it.
trailers and stuff.
It's
but
very
I
good.
haven't.
Landman. We watched Landman. That
You
was
like
really good.
Landman? That's another one. See,
Loved
that's that
it.
whole Taylor Sheridan kind of
Okay.
universe.
Yeah, it's really good. So anyway, I'm just thinking these are new shows that
Those are good. Taylor
are
Sheridan
great.
has taken over a lot of things. He's passable as a
So I
storyteller.
just wonder if that's like where the focus is shifting.
Did you know that Trump took over the law enforcement of the Washington, D.C.? That he
Yes,
federalized law enforcement?
So did he do it? I thought he was
Yes,
talking
he
about
did it.
doing it. Oh my gosh, please talk about this because this is huge.
Yeah, it's a big problem for the left. They're heat big mad, of course. I mean,
I
you
love
can't
this
believe how
expression,
mad they
heat
are.
big mad. Karen Bass out in LA was even bitching about it.
They're all real upset.
Yeah, I mean, DC is a disaster. So what happened?
DC is a disaster, but now let's see how the mainstream media is framing it.
And just as we go to break, I should note that the most violent moment in recent history in D.C. was January 6th. And it was an attack on the United States Capitol by a lot of people who were doing it in the name of Donald Trump. And it included the people who were hurt, included members of law enforcement.
Oh,
5 of them. Did you know 500 law enforcement officers were killed on January 6th? That's what I've heard.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So that's one. Here's another one.
Great to have you here.
That was Dana Bash, and this is Caitlin Collins on CNN.
Sir, because you hear the warning there from the mayor of what she believes could happen, and we do hear the president saying other U.S. major cities could be next year. I wonder if that's a pledge that you take seriously tonight.
Well, sadly, we do, because I think the bottom line
This is Larry Krasner, the Philadelphia district attorney.
Okay.
is that President Trump doesn't like public safety. He's a convicted criminal himself. He pardons people who are criminals and do pretty dastardly things, like cause the deaths of 5 different law enforcement officers.
Oh, I thought it was
January
500.
6th. There is no indication that this man
January
is in
6th.
favor of law-abiding behavior or public safety, but he is in favor of power. He is in favor of fascism. He is in favor of ending democracy. And what he's trying to do here is not normal. As Wanda Sykes, one of my faves, would say, it's not normal. to
One of his
act like you
faves.
can go in-
This dude's like 20
He's
years older
quoting
than me.
Wanda Sykes.
She's one of his faves,
Oh my god.
as she would say.
into a city
She
that
would
is
say- he's
having
literally
tremendous
quoting.
progress, 30-year low in crime, and call it an emergency, and bring in a bunch of troops who aren't even trained for this kind of work. He may
Oh my
think he's
gosh.
going to try it in other places, but the fact is, legally, he has much less of a right to do any of this in other cities, and he better not try it in Philly.
Or I'm just wondering where that goes.
Or, oh my gosh. I'm sorry. The January 6th comments are just killing me. Todd, do you have more to play, or can I share
No,
with
go
you some
ahead.
crime statistics in DC last year?
I don't have any more of the media to play. The next I have is some actual DC residents, but give us the stats so we know.
Okay.
Because they'll
here we
back
go.
you up, I have a feeling.
2024. I mean, okay, this is just for the people who think, yeah, that January 6th was pretty awful.
I have
Okay.
never gotten over, like, even in my dreams sometimes, I
Yeah.
see the guy carrying Nancy Pelosi's lectern just like across the rotunda. And I think that's worse than anything we ever experienced in the Civil War. That's Nancy Pelosi's podium.
I know. Someone put their shoes on her desk.
I think it was the same guy.
It was the same guy. Okay,
He'd be
here
in
we go.
prison for the rest of his life.
I'm not going to read this whole list, okay? But I'm going to tell you the violent crime total incidents. These are the ones, of course, that we know about. Last year, 2024, over 2,000 violent crimes. This is just in DC.
Right.
Okay. Then we've got property crimes, such as like theft, motor vehicle theft, burglary. 15,000
Wow.
last year. All crime total, over 17,000 incidents of crime just in DC. This is
Just in
from
that little
DC.gov, by the way.
city of DC.
Little city DC. So just, to put January 6th in perspective. Jeez.
It's the worst thing ever happened.
We need a
This is a DC resident. Now this lady's an older lady, happens to be African American. I don't think that probably matters. But just to give people an idea that we're not.
So
this
this
isn't a white supremacist.
This is out on the street.
Out
in
on the
DC?
streets, just a
Okay.
DC resident.
all the
Okay,
protection
got it.
that we can get in the city because the city is really getting dangerous. A person like me at this age, I has to make sure to come home before sundown.
Wow.
So that's one.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I had another one. Maybe I don't. Oh, what do people think about? So yeah, obviously the
yeah.
Dems are lying. Shocking
I know.
idea. They're lying. Is it
Well-
working with the American people, do you think? Do you think that the people are buying what the Democrats are selling?
Well, I was going to say the Democrats in DC, first of all, don't live there.
Right.
They probably have drivers. Okay. They've got
Right.
some of them probably have security and they have drivers and they drive out of DC when they leave work and they go to their, much nicer neighborhoods.
Right.
So,
Well, let's see if
No,
the
I
people
don't
are
think people
buying
are
it.
gonna
Now,
buy
this
it.
is
I don't think
CNN.
people
This
are gonna
isn't
buy
Fox News. This isn't
Okay.
Blaze Media. This is the Clinton News Network.
oh, here we go.
Democrats have to get it around their heads that Americans are far more hawkish on crime than they think that they are. What are we talking about? Trump's net approval handling crime. Where was he last year? He was way underwater at minus 13 points views of term number one. But look at where he is now. He's on the positive side of the ledger. He's on the positive side at plus 1 point. Americans view Trump far more favorably now on crime than they did a year ago. Donald Trump is like Air Jordan towering over Joe Biden when it comes to their handling of crime. Look, in
WNBA
2024,
reference.
look at where Biden's net approval was on crime. Way underwater there at minus 26 points. It was one of Biden's worst issues. Granted, pretty much every issue was one of Biden's worst issues. And again, look at where Donald Trump is. Way, way, way above Joe Biden. What is that? That's 27 points. So Americans vastly prefer Donald Trump's approach to crime than they did to Joe Biden. In 2023, Republicans were favored by 13 points. Look at where they were in May of this year. Republicans were actually favored by 16 points. They actually gained ground on crime. They were maintaining their edge and actually added a little bit to it. Democrats.
So Trump is like the Air Jordan of polling. How about that?
Law and order, baby. I mean, he's been saying that from the beginning, that we need to be a nation, first and foremost, of law and order.
He really
And-
has. And I will say that I was baffled during COVID. I was baffled during the Summer of Love with George Floyd,
Yeah.
the patron saint of peaceful fentanyl overdoses. I was
God rest his
baffled
soul.
that that Trump allowed them to just burn down cities. I don't care what the governors of those cities thought. It was my opinion that, okay, well, if just because the state government is willing to destroy and let their own citizens be terrorized, I think that's a time for a president to step in and federalize things. The Detroit race riots, the Rodney
Yeah.
King. I mean, that happened with the LA riots with Rodney King, right? George
know what, though?
H.W. sent in the National Guard, I'm pretty sure, and quelled it.
Sure, but I think he was just like, oh my gosh, like people need to see what this kind of leadership results in.
It could be. Maybe you're right I mean, we paid a heavy price for that exposure, but
We
it
did.
may be worth it.
But if he were to have stepped in and saved them, they wouldn't have known how bad it was. They wouldn't have known how little their governors cared about their safety, their well-being,
Right.
and they wouldn't have known, and they just would have called him a dictator. which is
True.
what they were saying he was going to be. It's awful. And I don't know if it was conscious or if it just kind of unfolded that way. And that's just how, but whew. Yeah.
Anyway, I think
Yeah.
that's more winning by Trump.
Yes.
There's a great video out there
Amen.
because
Yeah.
I have not yet mastered the art of actually showing videos with us. And I don't
Someday
know.
we're going to
Someday I'm going to figure it out, guys. But it's a great video. If you look it up, there's a bunch of these new. Do you know what a Ford Raptor is? It's like the highest end Ford pickup truck.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it, but
These
I guess I
pimped
didn't
out,
know that.
like
Raptor.
Fords are
Okay.
awesome. Anyway,
Okay.
there's all these new Ford Raptors, and they're black with gold trim, and all the gold trim is like ice. And on the back window, it says President Donald J. Trump, and like on the fender, it says defending the homeland. And these things, they've just rolled out all over DC. And there's a
Oh my
video
gosh,
of
that's
these awesome Ford
awesome.
Raptors. You guys should check it out. If you haven't. So,
That's
yeah.
cool.
I think Trump's winning on that. I think he's winning on.
Yep.
I don't know if he's winning on Ukraine and Russia, but I don't know. That's a tough one to
So,
solve because you've got a
well,
wide. I think a lot of
yeah.
Europe wants the war to continue too, because they
You
don't
think
want.
so?
Yeah, I don't think they want the reckoning that would come with peace. In other words, what exactly was the deep state doing in Ukraine?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, man, I don't know. What about well, and I was gonna say too, he can't wrap it up single-handedly because we're not even technically in it.
We're not a participant.
Yeah.
But
We're just
But he has, I
mean,
think there's been 6 wars, some of
we are
them
the
long
biggest
standing.
swinging dick.
Trump has brought peace to, I think, 6 different wars. One of them or some of them are wars between countries like over in Africa, like in the Congo, they've been going on for 30
Mhm.
years.
Yeah.
And he's getting mineral rights to the United States. I think we've got with foreign investment, 12 trillion in foreign investment that's going to be coming in. I really think we're heading toward the golden age of America, which is what Trump talks about.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's pretty amazing stuff.
But yeah, less war, 100% behind it. I
Clean
mean, if
up
that's the
crime,
only thing,
close the
yeah,
border,
if that's the only thing you can like agree with him on, it's worth it.
and he's been
It's worth
great
it
on it.
because especially when you look at, the past few Republicans we've had.
Would you
who
like
are
to see Trump? Let's say that DC goes well, which it has so far, and he cleans it up.
okay.
Would you like to see Trump do that in some other large blue cities in the U.S.? Mind you, it would be against both the city and the state government's wishes, not necessarily against their people's wishes.
How is he doing it? I feel like it's DC. It's right in his back.
Well,
It
DC
is his yard. So
DC
okay,
has some
how are they doing it?
specific presidential powers that have to do with the Washington D.C. Home Act or something. Anyway, it's something specific to DC because
Okay.
DC isn't part of a state technically.
Mhm.
If they were, they'd be part of Maryland, but Maryland kind of gave some of the city over to the federal government, and so the DC is a little different. But I do think that he can declare national emergencies in cities because of crime or whatever, and go in
Okay.
and clean them up.
But I just
I don't
You know
know
what I would
the
like?
legalities of it exactly.
Okay. So, you know that I'm for smaller government,
Mm-hmm.
less government involvement in
Well, that's
general.
what we had in the Summer of Love, right?
Right. Right. But that being said, you know what I would like ideally? Let's take Chicago, for instance, because Chicago's just like a cesspool of crime right now, is it not?
Yeah, what I hear. I don't go to
That's what I hear.
Chicago. It's 2.5 hours away, and I don't go there. I'm not going to the cesspool of crime. I used to too. I used to really like going to Chicago, but no, I don't go to
Right.
Chicago anymore.
Yeah, I used to go, oh my gosh, to the museum of what is it? The history, is it the Nature and History Museum? I
They have
can't
a
remember.
museum of
Anyway,
industry. They have a museum of natural sciences where they have the dinosaur
oh,
bones.
it's so
I think
good. I
those
remember
might be
doing
a
like
lie too.
the
But anyway,
submarine tour.
I mean, what do I know?
Well, anyway, I think what might be cool is if the people of Illinois could vote on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can't though. I mean, I mean,
I just think it'd be cool if they could vote on it. The
one
people
could
would be
say
like,
that they
hell
have.
yes, Trump,
I mean,
bring your people in and
one
let's
could
clean
say
this
that
up.
they have, and by electing the leaders that they've elected, they've already voted on it. That would be the argument. The argument would be that these cities consistently elect mayors and city councilmen and whatever that turn their cities into shitholes of crime, and therefore let them stew in it. I mean, that would be one argument. The other argument is these are great American cities, and we need to not have crime destroying our cities.
Right.
Whatever the people in those cities voted for.
Yeah.
We're not
well
going to
said.
let this kind of lawlessness run amok.
Run amok. He's amok.
What if Karen Bass had a podium and some guy just broke in and started just hauling it around L.A.? There's
She
Karen
would be
Bass's
outraged.
podium.
She would be outraged. She'd be screaming about it.
What if it
in
was
a
an
press
illegal
conference.
immigrant? What if
Well,
he was
then-
taking Karen's Bass podium back to Mexico?
We wouldn't hear a word about it.
We'd get
The
that
media
hostage
would-
podium back.
The media would brush that under the rug. I don't know. You
Okay.
think they should? It sounds like you think he should go and clean up the cities.
You know what I think is that I told you this last week.
Yeah.
I'm from the small government era too. I
Yep.
just think that it seems collectively we've decided small government means big government run by leftists. That's what it means. So you know what I'm saying? It means big government run by leftists. Therefore, we're going to take over and we're going to run some big government our way. Now, that said, they're still getting rid of regulations. They're still doing everything they can to strip out the government, the federal government's involvement in the EPA and a lot of things. So that's all positive. But yeah, I don't think, just like I don't think illegal immigrants, that we should just accept it. I don't think we should accept crime. I think the people in those cities deserve better. And
Yeah, they do.
And the argument would be, well, they can vote for better then. Well, maybe.
Maybe. But that means that whoever campaigns needs to drive home the point of, of the crime problem.
Yeah.
And that they can make a difference. So,
I mean,
and
what if China is invading California and they're voting? I mean, what do we do? And they're not defending it. They're like, they can come. Are we like, well, they voted for it? No, we defend our homeland.
Right,
so
right.
There
But I mean,
are
they're
some
not,
things.
Yeah. I mean, they're not citizens.
Well, it's questionable how much crime is tied into cartels, into Chinese, into terrorism, into all these things. I don't think it's not. We're not dealing with the New Jersey mob with Tony Soprano. I'm not saying that we aren't at all, but that it's really mixed up anymore between foreign powers. When we had
True, it's very
threw
different
everything,
out there.
when we threw the borders wide open for 4 years, God only knows what kind of criminal elements are here. And so that would be why I would be for federalizing law enforcement, because I think the mess is so big. I'm not sure that we can expect cities to clean their way out of it or citizens to vote their way out of it at this point. It just needs it's wartime level national defense, I think, when it comes
And
to
every
citizens.
city's challenges will be different. You talk about foreign influences in California. In Chicago, it's probably gangs and drugs and homelessness and I mean,
but how much of that's
every
driven
city's
by
gonna
fentanyl and driven by Chinese gangs and by cartels?
Every city, I think, is going to be a little bit of a different animal, but the problem is this. The effects are the same and the motivation is the same. So I think they could figure it out. I don't know. I have to think on that.
Well, we'll talk about that some more because I
Okay.
expect that'll be coming up. But yeah,
Well,
it's
I was
not
like,
that
we'll
I would
see
want
how
it
it goes in
federalized
DC.
forever, but I'd like to see if it works in DC. I wouldn't be opposed to federalizing these cities for a year to clean them up and then turn them back over. And
It'd be nice if there
happens.
was. Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be nice if you could do that and
But
see. Anyway,
let's go to Anna Paulina. Now, this is a 3-minute clip.
Okay.
We're getting a little long. We're probably an hour and a half in. You need a break? Are you okay?
I'm good right now.
You're gonna make it right through.
I'm gonna make it right
You're
through.
powering right through.
I'm ready for some more coffee, but I'll get some soon.
There are podiums to grab. This is Anna. I teased Anna Paulina. The only two things I want to get to that I've got left
Okay.
is I've got our good friend Jasmine Crockett, but I think we got Jasmine and a little bit of Hunter, and I think we got to close the show with them.
Okay.
So this last Joe Rogan Luna Paulina thing, I want to play a little bit and just see what you think of what they're talking about, because you haven't been exposed to it a lot, you know what I mean? And she's
Right.
talking about some crazy stuff. This is a United States Congresswoman,
Okay.
Republican, not
Republican.
theoretically insane, hot, crazy hot.
I was going to say.
Swimsuit model, beautiful.
Swimsuit model. Yeah.
Let's see what she has
I'm
to
gonna
say.
look her up. Okay.
What specifically are you saying? Like what happened?
To I guess break it down in simple terms is that I think that some of the tech that exists, that whatever these things.
She's talking about the drones, the alien craft, the sightings, all of that. I should give people, just so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Thank you. Have these energy things have
Energy things? What do you mean?
Energy
Well,
things?
they call them interdimensional beings. I think that they can actually operate through the time spaces that we currently have, and that's not.
Wow.
She's talking about War of the Worlds, Carrie.
Yeah.
I just want you to know.
I hear that.
Something
Oh my
that
gosh.
I came up with on my own. That's based on stuff that we've seen. That's based on information that we've been told. And then also, too, I think that there's this historical aspect of, this gets into the deeper theories and concepts of religion. And I think the history that we currently know. And that kind of spins off into another topic of, you have the modern day Bible, you have this aspect of Bibles or books of the Bible that have been removed that explain and kind of touch on these topics.
Oh,
and
boy.
I think that we're in a time and age where you have such a vast amount of information that we have access to via social media, via your cell phone, via the internet. And so it's really changing the way that we understand, the origins of life and the spiritual reality that we know.
When you
currently.
say interdimensional beings, that they know that these are interdimensional beings, how do they know that?
He's like, let me clarify.
Based on testimony would be based on witnesses that have come forward. But what I can tell you
So the
is
witnesses just were told that they were interdimensional?
that they've seen things. And what I can tell you without getting into classified conversations is that there have been incidences that I believe where
She's seen one. I don't know. Let's see.
credible people
am
have
one.
reported that there have been movement outside of time and space.
Oh,
That's very vague.
Yeah. So
now if we exist in time and space, how would we possibly know what is moving outside of time and space? I don't know. I don't know how that would happen. Let's see.
look,
Unfortunately.
yeah. Look, have I seen a portal open? No. Have I seen a spaceship? Personally, no. Have I seen evidence of this? Yes. Have I seen photo documentation of aircraft that
She watched Independence Day. That's what she's trying to say.
I believe were not made by mankind? Yes. Is there historical significance to this? Yes. Is there multiple events that go back to, I would argue, maybe even before the time of Christ that have documented this in text? Yes. So do I believe that the government has access to certain technology? Yes, to an extent. And I believe that certain contractors potentially have back engineered this tech. I think that that's what can explain the advancements that we're seeing. But I also believe that this is a dangerous level of hidden information from the American people, because if you have an aspect of the federal government, which I can tell you, I, with two other members of Congress, were denied access to information at Eglin Air Force Base pertaining to whistleblowers because of the fact, and we can get into that story and what happened at Eglin in a second, but we were denied access and told that we don't have security clearance or the read-in authority on a special access program. That's a problem, because I'm supposed to represent and be an investigative body, and you have then people who are unelected that
That's
are
fair.
operating basically in secrecy, and that's a problem.
Yeah. So
wow.
I think that
What do you think of that, Todd?
I think the portals are the podiums that they've been stealing. I think that's the whole point. Those are the key. Somehow Nancy Pelosi's podium was going to open a Stargate.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Because
my
that's
gosh.
the only thing that explains the sheer
There's-
existence of Nancy Pelosi in the world.
There's a portal in her freezer behind the ice cream. Okay. Todd. Okay.
Go with,
I don't know.
You tell me where to go with Luna Paulina. That's our government. I don't know.
I don't know where to go with that. I think she's I think I think she makes a good point that in general, that if there are things that are being kept secret from the people she is representing, that's an issue. However,
Fair.
I don't even know where to go with her actual claims. But I
Inter-
will say this. I was looking her up. And I have a new like photo shoot goal.
Do you? You want to be Anna Paulina? You want to get in
Well,
that mega?
this right here.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, she's
Look
on
at
she's on
that.
a gold throne with the American flag and a couple. What are they? Machine guns or something?
Yeah, she's got one propped up on her lap. She's
I
got
thought you were going to show me. She's got a swimsuit thing where she does the mega, but it's mega
I,
swimsuits.
yeah, I remember a MAGA swimsuit, but I really like that's not a goal for me. I'm
That's
like,
not the
whatever.
goal for Carrie.
This
She
photo
wants the
shoot
throne and the guns.
goals 100%. She's got camo makeup. She looks like a badass. Anyway, sorry. I don't know, Todd. That's pretty wild. Is she,
Well,
do we know that she's like on the level, like a sane person?
she on the spectrum? No.
Is she like
I do think
our side's AOC? Like she seems a little
no.
crazy.
I think she's pretty reasonable. She does. And you know what? I can't remember what it was. She comes from a religious background that would. She seems to have a fair amount of familiarity with some of the not even the apocryphal books. You know, there's two Bibles. There's the
Yep.
regular Bible that has 66
Uh-huh.
books. Catholics have a Bible, they like 6 or 7 more.
Yep.
But there's tons of gospels and other ancient writings that
Yeah.
that nobody thinks are actually merit inclusion in either Bible. Even you know what I mean? The
Right.
Catholics and the
Yeah, there's-
Protestants might disagree about 6 of them, but
Sure.
but there's a lot of them out there they don't disagree on. Well, the Book of
Yeah,
Enoch
they
was
they
one.
didn't make the cut. They didn't make the cut,
And she
were
seems to be something of a
not considered
Book of Enoch. Later in the interview, she
divinely
talks about the
inspired.
Book of Enoch, and the Book of Enoch
Enoch.
talks about
Okay.
fallen angels, talks
That's
about
in
some
the
things.
that's in the Catholic Bible.
Is
Book of
it?
Enoch.
Is the Book
Oh,
of
yeah.
Enoch in there? Okay.
Yep.
So, I listen. I don't have a big problem with the idea that there are interdimensional or people moving outside of time and space. I think the spiritual
Uh-huh.
realm would probably be what she's talking about.
Sure. I tend
Except
to
that
think
it's
of that
bleeding
more
into
than yeah. Interesting.
but when you talk about ships, when you're talking about crafts and things like that, now you're
Right.
fusing the spiritual with the material. That
Right.
that again doesn't seem preposterous to me. It actually seems likely, given that if Satan, if the enemy, if he's if the enemy, and if and when he offers to Christ, he is running the kingdom of the world, right? The spirit of
Yep.
the age. And when he tempts Christ, I don't think it's any different than when he tempts most of us, which is he tempts him with material things. And I think
Right.
you could make the argument. It wouldn't shock me to find out that much of what we deal with demons or spirits or things like that, that there's a material
Mhm.
aspect to, and
Sure.
and that it's all fused together,
Interesting.
because it's so rooted in earth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say, of course, I haven't sat there and said that I've been in a skiff looking at looking at proof of it. But I think
Right.
that they have proof that there's stuff out there that we can't explain. That doesn't shock me.
Right. Hmm.
Wherever she go, I think she's also right that we should that the American people have a right to know. I think one
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
best
so.
things that could come out of this Russia thing, and why I think that the process needs to be done, is I
Mhm.
think that in addition to seeing how corrupt our judicial system is, we'll see just how corrupt our intelligence and our government, secrecy in general is.
Right.
It would be good for people to know what what their intelligence systems not only are capable of, but what they're actually doing.
Right.
That would be good for the American people to know. That would be
Yeah.
good to be brought
And
out into the open.
and how much they're disclosing and hiding
Right.
and et cetera. Yeah. I mean, there really should be transparency on some level. I guess I
She
understand
seems a
that
little crazy, but
she seems a little crazy. I mean, I'm gonna say maybe
I'll
it's
take
just
some
because
crazy. I don't.
these are
MTG
crazy
Marjorie Taylor
claims.
Greene seems a little crazy. That's okay. I can
Oh
take a
yeah,
little
she
crazy.
totally does. I'm glad to hear you say that because sometimes I'm like, am I alone in thinking
No,
she's a little crazy?
I like her. I like them both.
I like her. I like her boldness.
I like my
but,
chicks with a little crazy mixed in.
Woo!
But
Keeps
who
life
knows Nikki wouldn't
interesting,
be
right?
surprised. Like, yep.
He says it with love, Nikki. Yeah.
So no,
Great.
but it's interesting that just the conversations we're having at this particular juncture in history. There's so many things that I never thought would happen. I never thought we'd see any of this. And I'm not even saying it's bad. I kind of like it. I just like it's wild.
It's pretty wild.
Like we're
I love
talking
hearing
about
Joe
space
Rogan.
aliens.
I love hearing Joe Rogan say, "So what do you mean by interdimensional beings?" You can see like the wheels turning. I can't see it, but I'm just listening. But I can picture his face. Like, how do I ask this question without telling her she sounds crazy?
I'm going to do a quick clip of Hunter. Do you know that Hunter Biden has claimed that Jeffrey Epstein had a relationship with Melania Trump prior to Donald Trump, and that
No, I've
Jeffrey
never heard
Epstein
this.
introduced Trump to Melania. Anyway,
Okay.
this is Hunter Biden. He's a highly reliable source. He had a little white powder on his nose, but I think it was from donuts at the time. But Melania Trump has threatened him with $1 billion defamation suit.
Okay.
For this statement.
I heard about the suit, but I didn't know what it was for.
That was what it was for. And here is the former first son's response. This is it's with that same podcaster that he's had stuff with.
But
whatever the guy's name is.
Is this since or no? This is the same interview.
Nope. I think this is different. Let's see.
Okay. Got it.
This is only 15 seconds.
We're here maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that. That's not going to happen.
That's all. 15 seconds of Hunter. I think we need like 15 or 30 seconds of Hunter in almost every show.
Yeah, if it's like that, I'm open to that. I'm on board. That is insane. You know, I'm trying to think too, if that were the case, I'm trying to figure out how old Melania would have been.
Yeah, I don't know.
'cause
She's younger,
anyway,
obviously, significantly younger than Trump.
But I just can't. I can't see her being with that guy.
And this is the man dressed like a woman who single-handedly almost brought down the largest and one of the oldest breweries in America, Bud Light. This is Mr. Dylan McVaney.
Mr. Dylan McVaney.
Is that his name?
Mulvaney.
Mulvaney.
Yep.
Mr. Dylan, anyway.
Dylan is one of Drew Barrymore's besties.
I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Dylan does a good job on his makeup.
Yeah.
Like, I think Dylan might be a little more attractive in this clip than Drew Barrymore was in the clip with Bill Maher. And I always thought Drew Barrymore was kind of pretty, but
that
she seems to have gone downhill.
Wound.
Anyway,
Salt in the wound. Okay.
Anyway, here is Mr. Dylan. What is it? Mulvaney?
Mulvaney.
Mulvaney. Yes. Mr. McBride. Wait a minute. Same idea.
What we're living through is something that in the history books will be written about, and I want to make sure that my piece of it is advocacy. And it's interesting because people often put me as an activist when I'm really just a musical theater girl who now wrote a book. But I think if I was to be able to speak directly to trans people, I would tell them that the parts of us that they are attacking are the best parts of us, and that it's what makes it special and is magic. And hopefully they can see that. And if the folks who maybe don't see me as a woman, which is such a shame, but I just hope that they can find a trans person who they can connect with to see that we are not monsters, that we're not trying to hurt anyone, and that we're really just doing our best the same as everyone else.
Mr. Dillon wants you to see his parts. He thinks
that'll
bring you around.
He thinks that's the best part.
It's the best
and I love
parts
how he
of
called
them.
himself a musical theater girl. Oh, goodness. You know, I have a hard time, before anyone thinks we are transphobic, I have a really hard time taking seriously this actor who pranced in the woods on camera in little tank tops and then rolled and videoed himself rolling around on the bed, clutching his abdomen, saying he had period cramps. Like, I just have a really hard time taking someone like that seriously.
Do you feel
'Cause
like
girls don't act that way?
Yeah.
Women do not act that way.
Okay.
He's the least authentic female impersonator I've ever seen.
What about the least authentic? You need to widen out your trans
Yeah, I know.
exposure.
Actually, maybe
there's
you know
some
what? No.
really rough ones out there.
You know what? I'm sorry. He's the second. The first is the guy who stayed in Washington who was bald with facial hair, red lips, who was stealing people's luggage. That one. You know who I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah, the
Yeah.
Biden official. Yes.
Yeah, that
I can't
one.
remember his
Least,
name. He was stealing luggage.
Stealing luggage,
He needed
wearing
other people's
other
dresses.
people's couture, and but the facial hair, like shaved head, facial hair with bright red, horrible like dollar store red lipstick. It's like, dude, no, that does not work on you. It doesn't work.
Okay, let's. We got to close this out today, Carrie. There's too much fun. It's just been too much
Jasmine.
fun. We've got Jasmine. Now, what happened? We've heard about what Gavin Newsom and Mayor Karen Bass and much of the Democrat Party is really upset about is Texas redistricting, right? The gerrymandering. We talked about that
Yes.
last week. And
Okay.
Gavin,
Texas is where.
yeah, what they've done is they've redistrict. They've
Okay.
done their redistricting. They've added 5 Republican seats.
Okay.
And then the House Democrats ran away, and they're in Illinois now, and they're going to send people to get them. Supposedly, I don't know.
They're
but
living
anyway,
in the crime-free paradise that is
Yes.
Chicago. Yeah.
yes, and so Governor Newsom and the fat governor from Illinois, Pritzker, I think is his name. They all are basically like gerrymandering's bad. Vote for our gerrymandering. That's what they're because they gerrymander worse than anybody, and they
Their
always
gerrymandering
have.
is bad. Ours is
Right.
good. Yeah.
Vote for ours.
Ours
But
is
anyway,
beneficial to us.
it's the death of democracy. What's happened is
Mhm.
by Texas doing that, like I said,
Mhm.
it's not completely. It's been approved in the Texas Senate, but the Texas House is dealing with these AWOL Democrats and things, so they don't have
Okay.
a quorum to actually pass it yet. So
Okay.
anyway, we'll see if they deal with that. But Jasmine Crockett's seat is one of the ones that will be eliminated.
Oh.
So Jasmine may not be part of our lives for that much longer.
Oh my goodness.
But
I
here
have
she
a feeling
is.
We're gonna see
She
her again.
claims different.
Yeah, I got news for him. If I want to be in the house, I'll absolutely be in the house. And there ain't nothing he can do about it. I'm sorry. But Don, you got to put up with me. Okay? Okay. That's all I wanted to say.
She's not worried.
Okay.
She's not worried.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's hilarious. This is
If
2025.
this tells you anything
everybody.
about where Jasmine's coming from, at a closed door fundraiser earlier this month,
Mhm.
Jasmine Crockett was asked where she ultimately sees her career heading.
Oh.
And she responded that she could one day see herself filling the shoes of Justice Sonia Sotomayor or Ketanji Brown Jackson on the Supreme Court, the 2 dumbest members that have ever been on the Supreme Court.
Aim higher, Jasmine.
Crockett added, the law is her true passion, citing her experience as a public defender, claiming she graduated the top of her class from the University of Houston. I'm still young, she said, but I could really see myself bringing value and knowledge to that institution one day.
Wow.
One day.
One
And then
day.
here she is talking about why most black people aren't Republicans.
I talk to black folk all the time as somebody that's a child of a preacher. Listen, most black people are not Republicans simply because we just is like, y'all racist. I can't hang out with the KKK in them. That's really what it is. But when we think about who we are as black people and we think about where we come from, most black people have very conservative values, right? But the reality is that, like, we just can't side with, like, the neo-Nazis in them.
Mhm.
We not dealing with y'all like that, right? I talk to black
You know, filtered into the stupidity there is an actual true point that a lot of black families and black voters have more conservative values, which is why you began to see them move towards Trump in
Yes.
2024.
100%.
They've just been lied to and
Mhm.
gaslit for 50 years.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, after Abraham Lincoln, all the blacks were freed and they all voted Republican. The first
Right.
10 black representatives of the U.S. House of Representatives were all Republican. So it wasn't until FDR's time, maybe. You kind of hit FDR, and then you went into Lyndon Johnson, to LBJ,
Ooh, yeah.
the Great Society, and that was kind of the turn where they basically did everything they can to put a lot of the black population on welfare, and they systemically went about destroying the black family and the black culture.
Right. And when did Margaret Sanger come on the board or on the scene?
I don't know, but she was one of the pioneers of abortion, right?
Yes.
And she
I'm
was
just
very
curious.
racist. She's right. That she
Very. It was like kind of her. It was kind of her underhanded.
And to this day, if you look at the number of babies that have been aborted, the black babies that have been aborted far outstrip the percentages of the black population. Do you know what I mean?
It's awful.
It's been effective from her original designs, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Here we go. Wow, she founded the American Birth Control League in 21, 14 years after her exit. Yeah, it's the successor organization
That makes
became
sense.
Planned Parenthood in 1942. So
Okay.
I was going to say that season of Planned Parenthood, all of her mission that started apparently a long time before that, really impacted that community in
Right
such a negative
alongside
way.
women's suffrage. Coincidentally.
Awful. Yeah.
It wasn't women's suffrage around the 1920s too, 1919
I
something?
think it was
I don't know the exact date, but I mean, the movement started earlier, but when women actually got the right to vote, wasn't it in like the early 1900s?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong
it
about that?
was.
I thought it was.
It was. I can't remember.
Like in the teens, maybe?
I think so.
Because I think it was before
1917?
Prohibition, but I'm
When
not
did
positive.
women get?
Well, Prohibition was in the 30s, so yeah, it would have been before that. It would have been before.
It was.
I think.
When was this? I'm looking for the date. Oh, 1920.
There you go, 1920.
Yep. Yeah.
Here's Jasmine. She's got more to say about black women.
All right.
It is funny because when
Just
people
black
think
women.
about black women, they think about our strength. They think about how, usually we're juggling so much and we're doing so much, yet we're still going to school and we're doing all the things. And part of it is unfair because at the end of the day, we are still but humans. But because it is funny because when people think about
Whoops, we lost it.
We're still what?
Part of it is
We're but humans, I
And
think she says.
part of it is
We're
unfair.
okay.
Because at the end of the day, we are still but humans. But because it is funny because
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. It's not fair because they're but humans.
You know what I hear in that description of black women? A description of all women.
Yeah. Shocking, right? There's
call
nothing
me
all
crazy.
that. I mean,
No,
all women are
everything
working
she
hard
said.
for their families and trying to make things work. And it's, yeah.
And for that matter, that description could also apply to all men and women.
Yeah. There isn't anything all that exceptional. I don't think that there's a reason to break them out. I mean, not that I'm sure black women in some places and in some areas have their own, just like we all do. All of us in individual areas and circumstances have our own trials and things to deal with.
Right.
And
It just the constant separation, or her with the race stuff. It's exhausting to me.
it's all she
like-
has.
It
She's
is.
a
It's all she
one-trick
has.
pony.
She's a strong black woman. Well, and it's funny just to hear her like really come out to change her vernacular as
Wait
it
a minute.
suits the occasion.
Did you know she's black? Hold on. She's going to tell
I
us.
want y'all to know that every day that I walk in those halls, regardless of whatever rhetoric they put out about me, I am a very serious lawmaker. At the same time, if you try me, you will find out. I just want to be clear about that because I am truly a black woman at the same time.
Truly.
She's truly a black woman at the same time that she's a serious lawmaker.
Okay.
That's what
Wow.
she says. We have to assume that she, I guess you can be both.
I know. I was like, is this news breaking that you can be both those things in
One
America
more,
in
Jasmine.
2020?
If you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's hoe.
If you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's hoe.
She's the picture of professionalism, is she not?
Stop being Putin's hoe. Okay.
I know. I just I don't
It
know.
just
I've
never gets old with Jasmine.
I've never heard anyone call him that before. Jasmine Crockett.
And yeah, that's our little bit of levity. And if you want to know what's going to happen in the world, this is Islamicist in Dearborn, Michigan. I'm going to end with this one just to scare you a little.
Oh boy.
If you want to know what the Muslims are coming to America for, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
They aren't shy.
The message for the people of Gaza is going to be more of the message that should be sent to the people here, in that they have achieved victory. We haven't done anywhere near enough. And the people here, I promise you, we do feel ashamed. We do feel like we're not doing enough. We do feel like change needs to come, because change must come. And in the form that it must come is that this empire, the American empire that's been hurting our people since the beginning, the imperial Western powers that have been hurting our people since the beginning, they must fall. And inshallah they will fall. And my message to the people of Gaza and the oppressed peoples across the world is that there are people here, both young and old, who are going to be willing to fight and are willing to put their lives and everything they can on the line to bring these empires down, because they must come down.
Think there's any terrorists here? Maybe.
Maybe a few.
Maybe.
I hope a raptor pulled up right behind him and
was
snatched him into the back seat.
That's in
'Cause
Dearborn.
Yeah, Dearbornistan.
Imagine.
Wow.
They're out on Front Street with it. They're not hiding it. There's a bunch of them here, and they're ready to fight to bring the American empire down.
Right.
See,
We are
that's
the
why I
infidels.
think it's gotten too mixed up when it comes to cleaning up crime and federal law enforcement and national defense and
that's
everything
true.
else with
True.
with 20, 30, 40 million illegal aliens. We don't even know how much.
Right.
We don't have any idea what's out there.
Yeah.
We just don't. And I don't personally think, I think because of that, I don't think we have time to sit back in our Milton Friedman chairs and be like, no, that's a states' rights issue. They elected them. They have to deal with them. I get
Okay.
that.
Mhm.
Like, that's my instinct, and I go there. But then I
Yeah.
look out and I think our cities are just the first fronts in a war zone.
Yeah.
And I think we have one chance with Donald Trump to clean this up. I'm hoping we have more. I'm hoping that we get JD Vance, that we get a Rubio, whatever. I'm hoping the MAGA just continues and that more and more people see the
Right.
light, and that there's a
I hope so.
revival of sorts in America. Not only a spiritual revival, but a revival of American culture and of patriotism.
Mhm.
And of love of country, all the
Right.
things that made America great, of entrepreneurialism, of everything, and I think that's
Everything.
what Trump's after.
And you can love America. It doesn't have to be at the expense of anything else. Like, it's okay to be
Right.
proud of your country. The biggest swinging. Sorry, that's was that
Well,
Bill Maher who said that?
Yeah, Teddy said,
It was hysterical.
speak softly and carry a big stick. I think Trump personifies
Teddy.
that.
Thanks, Teddy. Oh,
Maybe next
gosh.
week we'll talk about how Garth Brooks is a serial killer, but I don't know. I don't know if
Okay.
it'll fit in or not. It's a
Yeah, we'll
long
see.
clip, but
Okay.
apparently, if you try to run any kind of programs on every city he's ever had shows in, you find that missing persons pop up at the same time. It's kind
Oh
of wild.
no, really? That's wild.
Next week,
So,
guys. Next week.
next
It's a little bit
week.
of a teaser for next week. We've been at this almost 2 hours, Carrie, today.
Oh my gosh, I hope everyone enjoyed because I had such a great time. And
I did
I
too.
think yeah, there wasn't time for Garth's story because we had that amazing Jasmine Crockett compilation. Thank
The
you for
original Mr.
preparing
Brooks, right?
that. Mr. Brooks.
Kevin Costner, come on. It's all coming together now.
Oh my gosh.
It's been right in
no.
front of us the whole time.
Oh, no, this was fun. And you know what? I hope people stuck with us and enjoyed it.
Recommend it to your friends.
Please.
And we
Share it with a couple
appreciate you
people.
guys hanging out with us a little longer today. We made up for being gone for all of July.
Right? That's what we're doing.
Come back tomorrow
Hey.
and join us for Beers with Jesus. What do you got, Carrie?
Yes. What do I have?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, if I've been thinking about a sponsorship, and I think if anyone can think of anyone who would be daring enough to
Maybe Garth
sponsor us.
Brooks.
I don't think we've been spoken very favorably
Maybe
of
not
Garth
Garth.
Brooks, other than we're fans of his music. But
yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe
thanks so much,
Nancy
Todd. This
Pelosi's
was-
podium.
Oh.
Nancy Pelosi's podium could use its own podium to speak at. That was a dangerous day. That was the most violent day in DC. There's no doubt about that.
Right? Yeah.
I knew it the second it happened. When I saw all those MAGA people with red MAGA hats walking like quietly through the velvet ropes and taking selfies, I thought, America can't abide this. This is too much.
This is worse than the Holocaust.
Oh God. This is
Oh God.
things are
Didn't
happening
someone say
outside
that?
of space and time as far as I could tell on January 6th. I don't know what was going on.
Goodness.
Well, thanks for
Yeah.
joining me today, Carrie. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow with Beers with Jesus. And can't wait to
Yeah,
catch
please
you
check it
next
out.
week. Yeah. Enjoy it. All right, guys. We'll be back. Thanks for joining Todd's World. Carrie, catch you next
Yep.
week.
Bye.